So, Sidel, can you just help us define formally what leadership is? Because the term is in the air. Lots of people talk about it, but let's just define it formally.
Leadership is a person, or a leader is a person who influences others and enables coordinated action. Remember, we talked about teams
Yes.
earlier. And so, as you think about leadership, you have to have the capacity to lead up, down, and laterally. So it's multidimensional. It's
Okay.
not just me and my followers, but you have to be able to lead up, meaning have those leaders who can make incredibly important decisions. You have to be able to influence them.
Yeah.
You also have to be able to influence your peers. When we
Yeah.
talk about lateral,
Yeah.
that's what we mean. And of course, you have to also influence and manage down to followers.
Yeah.
And it applies to a variety of life roles.
Yeah.
It applies to peers. It applies to family. It applies to community. And leadership
And business.
And business.
And organizations.
and organizations. And it's a set of behaviors. Leadership is a set of behaviors.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what leadership is not.
Okay.
It's not a set of traits. It's not about your personality.
It's not?
No.
Okay.
It's not.
I thought I had a great personality. That's why I was a leader.
No.
Okay.
Your personality can help,
Okay.
but it's not about your traits and your personality. And it's also not about necessarily having authority,
Okay.
formal authority or position in order
Yeah.
to lead.
Yeah.
Even though I think we need to talk about what it means to lead when you have formal authority. But
Yeah.
it's important to know right now there's a little L in all of us.
So, like, I'm tall. No, I'm like 6'2". So, does that mean I'm a leader? Do leaders have to be tall?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
You can't teach people height and like just grow.
You cannot. Your height has nothing to do with your ability to lead as
Yeah.
a trait.
Yes.
Having the right behaviors, having the right mindset and values,
Yeah.
having the right attitude.
Yeah.
That's what's going to make you
Yeah.
a great leader.
Yeah.
Your height, irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Ah, damn. Okay. So can I just go a little bit back into what you said about leading up and leading laterally? Because I think most of us, when we think about leadership, is all about the followers. Like, I got to get my followers going, and we talked about your team being important. Say more about leading up. Why does that? Like, how do I think it connects to this ownership thing, right? Because if you're going to go solve a problem, you take ownership of a problem, you'll need to get access to resources and this and that. But can you just give us a bit more about, like, what does it mean to lead up?
Yeah, I love that you're asking about this
Yeah.
because for
Well, I'm
mo-
learning from you. That's why I'm here. I do. I learn a ton from her. That's why I hang out with her so
Oh
much.
my gosh, and I learn a ton from you. But for most of us here right now, the first set of lessons that we need is actually figuring out how to lead up. How do we advocate for ourselves
Yes.
and our communities
Yes.
and our peers? How do we influence others?
Yes.
How do we help others learn, decision makers, whether it's a principal, whether it's a professor, or whether it's your
boss,
boss,
yeah.
your boss at our jobs. So leading up ends up being one of the first things that we get to practice in our leadership journey. And over time, we get into positions where we can actually influence laterally. Now, laterally means we don't have formal authority over others. Maybe you're a manager and I'm a manager of different divisions, and I need your help. In order to advance my goals in my organization or in my unit. That's called managing laterally. So I need to be able to influence you, to motivate you, to help you see the direction that we all should move into. So that's lateral, peer level. You can be in a team today, in a group, and you don't have authority over others, but you have to be able to influence others for the collective good. That's what it means to manage laterally or lead laterally. Very important.
Yeah, no, I think this is like so helpful because to think about this in terms of there are always going to be people who can give you resources, give you access, open up doors for you, and so forth. So this managing up and leading up is a very important distinction. I don't think people think about that much. I haven't thought much about that sort of in this kind of a formal way. But then also that in many situations you will have many peers that don't report to you, but you need their help. You need their coordination. You need their support. You might even need their resources, and how you actually influence them matters as much.
I'm smiling because how many times have we seen in organizations, Kareem, that our lateral peers are the ones who slow down our very own progress?
All the time.
All the time. So leading laterally, therefore, means that we need to be able to get buy-in and also help people see in the ways that we need to see in order to advance and move forward.
Yeah.
And that is a leadership skill. So you see, leadership is a social science. It's complicated, but it's also a handful of things that you truly need to understand that I'm so glad we're talking about today.
Yeah. What do you sort of see stand out to you the most about what leadership involves?
I have been influenced by Warren Bennis.
Who's he?
He's actually an author, a thought leader, someone who has really understood and studied leadership. And you can read more of his work. But one of the things that he says and he talks about is he has this beautiful quote that you will see, that it's about making people feel like they're at the heart of something important, that they are contributing to the success of an organization, that they feel centered and in what's happening, no matter where they sit in an organization, and that what they do has meaning. That's so important. That's so important up and down an organization. And so the ensuring that people feel like they're contributing to the collective good, no matter what they do in an organization, even if it's not very obvious, is a source of leadership that's important.
Yeah, and you know what I love about this quote is that it, again, helps me contextualize what you taught us already, Sadal, which is it's about, good leaders make people feel that they're at the very heart of things, not the periphery. That matters to the followers, of course, but as you taught us, also to the lateral people.
Yes.
So they feel bought into what you're doing, and they feel that your project is important to them as well, and also the people above you as well. Which again, for me, is like this new definition of leadership that is so profound to think about. So let's recap this discussion and go back to the definitions of what is a leadership. What is leadership? What is a leader? Right? As you taught us, it's up, lateral, and down. Right? Applies to a variety of life roles. Right? From your personal family situation to your bosses, to your organizations, up and down. It applies to many things. It's a set of behaviors and their effects. And then, as you sort of said, it's a social science. It can be learned.
Yes. It's not a trait.
It's not a trait. It's not a trait.
It's not about someone's height.
Oh.
Nor formal authority or position. Yeah.